Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we are going to be using my little pack of Derwent pencils. These are, I want to say charcoal pencils. Now I gotta open the box up and see here. These are Derwent drawing pencils, it says on them. And I have them in chocolate, sepia, sanguine, dark brown, white, and I believe this one's black. Ivory black is what's in the set. I have decided to just tape down a piece of scrap drawing paper that I have floating around near the desk for a while now. And go ahead and just start sketching in some trees. We're going to do a little scene, a little foresty birch trees kind of scene today and see how it turns out. I haven't drawn with pencils just to draw with pencils in a long, long time. Let alone do a strictly graphite drawing, which is actually going to be for Friday's adventure. We're going to do a pretty in-depth graphite drawing. I haven't decided of what topic yet. If you guys have a thought of what you would like me to see, what you would like to see me draw, just using graphite, which is pencil in different weights, if you're not aware. Yeah, let me know what subject matter you'd like me to draw with that. Today we're doing birch trees, kind of a dark forest floor, eking up into a fall scene, like evening scene. And I'm starting out with the black just to get the basic shapes of the trees in. I've gone ahead and sped this up 2.5 times just because it took about an hour and 20-ish minutes to do this piece, and I didn't want this video to be that long. Fridays will be an actual live draw with me session, so please come ready to draw with me if you want on Friday. I'm going ahead and getting in some different branches, some leaning way back, some coming more forward, and a little distracted because I'm also listening to a book while I'm doing this, and then stopping and thinking. I've discovered that when I draw with pencil, like when I'm doing a detailed pencil drawing of any kind, I do pause and think quite a bit here and there while I'm drawing. It's not conscious. When you see someone pause for a few minutes, they're assessing the entire piece. Hopefully I'm assessing the entire piece, and what do I feel like doing right now. And for me, it's all about feel. How am I feeling about the piece? Do I like where it's going? Do I like the tones? And this set is very limited in its colors. So my autumn scene, I didn't have the bright yellows and those, poppy reds that you can get. So this is a bit of a muted drawing. I'm not in love with it when I finish, but I'm not hating it either. It is a good practice. I've discovered I do like to practice drawing things of nature, animals, trees, plants, that kind of thing. Make believe things as well. But ooh, that was a good yawn. Sorry, I am super tired today. It is almost my bedtime, actually. Let's see, what time is it? Yep, it is 20 after 9. I meant to do this voiceover earlier today, but I got distracted with work things, and then my granddaughter wanted my attention, so didn't get back here quite as early as I wanted to this evening to get this up today. It will be up within the hours of today, but probably pretty late tonight. I'm using the black to create a dark background, and you'll see me as I progress I did not realize how tired I am. That I bounce around quite a lot. I'm going to work on this tree right here, and the one next to it are the focal points of the piece. They're the pieces that for me stand out the most. And then I wanted to see if these pencils would blend really well. They do not. I don't really care for the texture of this paper with these particular pencils. I don't feel like I could get as much of these pencils down as I wanted to. They're a little harder than I would like for a pencil drawing. But I went ahead and worked with them anyways. Figured I'd use the set. The set actually came from my patron Barbara. She sent this to me last year, I think. Or was it early this year? Might have been early this year. And the graphite set I'm going to use for this coming Friday's video was sent by her also. This one's a Derwent one, and then the next one's going to be set that I use is the Winsor & Newton one. But for today we're using this Derwent one. I'm going ahead and trying to really get in that deep, dark background between the trees in the background and make it look like a misty, dark forest, where the light filters through here and there. And then not so much in the denser part, like behind these trees. Maybe there's more bushes and more dense foliage going on. And I'm using a blending stump. Probably could have gotten out, now that I think about it, my blending, my colored pencil blending solution and tried that. Maybe I'll pull that out. We might use that Friday. But it is the, if you're thinking about it, Holbein Colorless Pencil Blender by Holbein. And it's called, Meltz, Meltz. Yeah. But it's meant to blend colored pencils with. You can use it for other things, though. It's not strictly for that. Do what you want kind of thing. But I should have probably used that on here a little bit. Would have gotten my darks and obliterated. I was trying to obliterate the white pockets between the trees on the bottom and make it super nice and super black back there, but that didn't quite work out. And the texture of the paper is bleeding through. It's not a bad thing, it's just not what I was going for. I didn't think about grabbing my colorless blender. And I did want to stick to just these pencils just to see how they work. See if I want to use them more in the future, if I would just want to pop them in with my, what do you call it? My, because I don't think these are, they feel more like chalk than colored pencil. I don't know. I might just leave them in their little tin and just put them away and pop them out when I want to use them. But I'm using a blending stump here, or tortillon if you wish, to get that hazy, dusky, nighttime feeling through the midground and the base and kind of out the edges. And then in the interior of the drawing, the middle-ish part, visually I want your eye to go back. Like I want it to feel like it's far away and very dark. But these little side trees are more in the midground, and then these two trees in the middle are more in the foreground, was what I was going for. I'm popping in the white to see if it will help the feeling of the trees feel more a little realistic than they currently do. It's not a bad feeling right now. I just am not digging it. I was very dissatisfied through most of this drawing process. But I think a lot of it was due to the texture of the paper, the lighting that I was going for, that dusk time lighting, twilight, not the book. And for the foliage, I went in with the sanguine. It was closest to yellow that orangey color that I could get, and then the burnt ochre was just too dark. to do the bright yellows. I'm air quoting, you can't see me. And here I am deciding, do I want more branches? Do I want more trees in the background? What am I doing here? And then I decide to start working on the details of the upper part of this tree now that I'm over on that side. I do tend to work, generally speaking, I work left to right on the page when I'm drawing. And then top left corner to bottom right corner is generally how I would work that. But you can see me bouncing all over the place with this drawing, and that's not a bad thing either, because you can keep your values where you need them to be throughout the piece. If you do this section over here and you get it kind of where you want, I think you want it, and then pop down here and get in some more deep darks, like I'm doing right there, deep darks. And then how far up do I want those deep darks to go? Is this a branch? Is foliage showing? But it's in shadow, so do I leave that like that? Those are the kinds of questions that are popping through my head as I go ahead and get that deep dark behind this first tree. And then I got a little carried away with the textures on the tree, but some of these birch trees or aspens have quite a bit of texturing on them. And they're not all like stark white. Some of them have the bark peeling in sections, so you can actually see the trunk of the tree underneath. And some of them are so old that aren't really white anymore. They're more grays. So I wasn't too picky about it. Using the white pencil to blend on those trees was. Oh, goodness. What makes them look like a nighttime gray instead of that starker white daytime feeling? So deciding, am I putting in more branches on this one? Am I not? Am I putting in more knots and textures? Should I or shouldn't I? And I go ahead and I'm just going, yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's party. And then, just continuing on with the dropping in of the dark colors. We're almost done with this piece. I don't love it, but I certainly don't hate it. It is a kind of middle of the road piece for me. Not. Sorry, I had to yawn again. I'm not really thrilled with the texture of the paper is my problem. The texture of the paper and the fact that I kind of rushed through it a little bit. I was really wanting to get this one done, get this practice done so that I can move on to a watercolor piece, which is my favorite. I don't know why I would line up two different genres to do in the same evening when I know watercolor is my preferred. And working on a pencil piece usually takes longer than you want it to, or longer than you realize. Because it's pencil. Pencil is a slow medium, a super, super slow medium. And here's where I'm like, all right, I'm not satisfied with the leaves on this. I'm not going to get it as detailed or as punchy as I want with the limited color palette of the pencils. So I go ahead and grab out my core watercolors and pop in some yellow just to give it a little muddy, dusky yellow orange feel. And then I go ahead and pop in some of the more orange colors. And mind you, it's not daytime, it's dusk, so you don't want to get your colors too bright or it won't look right. So I decided to not mind that it wasn't vibrant and bright. Would have liked to go in with another layer of watercolor, but I didn't. I just let it be what it is. It was a good practice. It was a very good practice. I was very relaxed when I was done. I moved right into my watercolor piece without a problem. We're going to take off the tape, take a little look-see. And it always looks better with the tape removed, right? With that little white border. Finishes the piece off. Frames it a little bit, which is, I think, makes it look really nice. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.